Ladies and gentlemen, it's another day and another feeling. There is now more information about the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. This time, it's not good, so don't worry. We'll figure everything out one step at a time, and this hasn't worried crypto professionals at all. They are sure that the price of XRP Ripple coin can go up to $5,000. That's quite cool, isn't it? Let's get started right now. Disclaimer. The legal fight between Ripple Labs and the SEC has taken another unexpected turn, leaving the XRP community in a state of confusion. It looked like both sides were getting closer to a conclusion, but U.S. District Judge Analisa Torres turned down a settlement agreement that both sides had presented. This stopped progress and reminded everyone that this lawsuit is far from ended. Ripple and the SEC apparently came to an agreement earlier this month to lower the financial penalty Ripple had to pay. Their new deal was meant to lower the $125 million punishment that Ripple had to pay to $50 million, with the other $75 million going back to Ripple. They also asked that the current injunction, which limits some areas of Ripple's business, be lifted. For a lot of people, it seemed like the right thing to do after a case that has been going on since 2020. But Judge Torres shocked many legal experts and XRP investors by not approving the deal. Why? There is more than just a few small procedural problems. There is also a bigger problem with the legal basis behind changing final court decisions. It wasn't just a matter of filling out the forms wrong. It didn't take long for legal experts to say that Judge Torres's ruling sends a powerful message. It is not easy to change final court decisions. Howard Fisher, a former SEC lawyer, said that the court is saying that any revisions to a final verdict must meet high legal standards which were not reached in this case. That is to say, the court won't just sign off on any arrangement, it has to be rock solid, both procedurally and legally. The XRP community found the event even more unsettling because of the hush that followed. Neither Ripple nor the SEC has sent in a new proposal since the judge's decision on May 15th. There have been no motions or comments on the court docket. It's been calm. And in a case this important, silence can be quite loud. There has been a lot of speculation on social media sites. Some people say Ripple is taking its time to think about how to handle the law. Some people think that the SEC might be changing its mind. But without real updates, the community is left in the dark, waiting and guessing. This means that the original court decision is still in effect for now. Ripple is now again facing the full $125 million fine, and the limits on some of its business are still in place. Ripple is having a hard time with this, especially because they seem so close to getting the SEC issue behind them. But this doesn't mean that a settlement is out of the question. Both sides can go back to the drawing board and try to address the mistakes in the process that led to the rejection. The question is, how long will it take, and how much more harm will be done in the meantime? This legal drama, which at first looked to be only about Ripple's business procedures, has turned into something much more. A symbolic fight over how the US will regulate Bitcoin. The case has already led to one important decision. Judge Torres said that XRP is not a security when it is sold on secondary markets like exchanges. That choice was largely hailed as a win for Ripple and a possible turning point for crypto regulation. But this newest news indicates that the road to clear rules is still full of abrupt bends. Stuart Alderotti, Ripple's principal legal officer, has stood with the case the whole time. He noted in a recent essay that we've always said we will fight for clarity, not just for Ripple, but for the whole crypto sector. That hasn't changed. Those statements mean much more now that Ripple is getting ready for its next legal move. The court's decision not to accept the agreement isn't just a delay. It reminds us of how complicated and important this fight really is. This case's result could affect how US regulators handle crypto projects for a long time to come. Ripple, its investors, and the rest of the crypto community are locked in limbo until this is addressed. They are watching and waiting for the next move in one of the most important court disputes in crypto history. But here's the deal. Crypto experts who have been around for a while aren't freaking out. A lot of them think this legal problem is only a small bump in the road for XRP on its way to greatness. Even with all the commotion in court, more and more people think Ripple is about to break out big time. Some experts are even calling this time a golden accumulation window. If you have XRP or are considering about getting it, you won't want to miss what's coming next. So important people in the XRP army are stirring up new waves of excitement and doubling down on their view that XRP is about to break out in a big way. Jack the Rippler's one simple but powerful tweet covers it all. I am not selling XRP. That stubborn attitude says a lot. For a lot of long-term holders, this isn't simply about the price, it's about belief. A belief that XRP is meant for something much bigger. And Jack's next move was much bolder. You don't want to pay $240 for each XRP, do you? That sum may seem crazy to regular investors, but in the world of crypto, wild predictions sometimes come true. They typically show how people feel as a group and what they want to happen in the future. Crypto influencer XRP Army reinforced the growing bullish mood, saying that a lot of individuals think a big XRP bull run is coming very soon. Prices range from $5 to $27. This range may seem big, but it shows how much uncertainty and possibility there is around XRP. After years of legal headlines, many think that clearer rules might bring in a huge amount of institutional capital that has been sitting on the sidelines. It isn't simply a guess either. XRP can be used in real life for cross-border payments, and Ripple's collaborations with big banks keep growing. The SEC action slowed things down, but it never stopped Ripple from doing what it set out to do. That's why comments like XRP looks ready to go from longtime follower XRP 2020 seem more like careful observation than hysteria. Still, not everyone is only looking at double digits. Some people are trying to reach the stars. Someone named Steph wrote, "One day, you'll wake up and see $5,000 for each XRP." XRP Dragon then firmly said, "XRP will make you a millionaire." I believe XRP will reach $10,000. Are these statistics likely to happen soon?